at the zone 1059.com.
And it looks like we're live on a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Welcome into the show. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Your hometown heroes. That's your local Farm Bureau Insurance agents. Welcome into the show. I'm Matt. Glad to be here with you here today. Hope you enjoyed the holiday yesterday. MLK Day, Martin Luther King Day. School was out all over the place, and we were off work yesterday. So back with you today. That's why it's a Tuesday, feeling like a Monday. I am in parts unknown. The other Farm Bureau Insurance Studio, the one that is in the metro, the one that has me sitting in a chair directly across from none other than Beaver. Beav, at the end of last week, I was out on Thursday of last week because Annabeth had to have another procedure for her kidney stone issues. So I was out then, back on the air on Friday. When we got to the end of the Friday show, I said goodbye to everybody. I hung everything up. I turned the lights off in the studio, and I'm walking away. I thought, I don't think I ever talked to Beaver one time on that radio show. On Friday, I don't think one single solitary time. And it wasn't something that I didn't feel obligated. I was just a little surprised. I didn't notice it during the show, and then it hit me after the show. Wait a minute. I think I just talked the whole time. Can we make up for that today?
Sure. And once again, it's nothing you have to make up for. It is the Matt Wyatt show.
I know.
The voice expected is Matt Wyatt.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but here's the thing. I'm
no one
looking
needs me.
Well,
I
that's not
don't
true.
need
No, it's not true. Don't you say that.
I don't need me.
Beef, listen, I'm looking at it from the listener's perspective. I think they want to hear from you.
I don't get the feeling that Sven ever wakes up and says, you know what? I really need to hear Beaver today.
Maybe he'll comment on that because he just commented on the YouTube live stream.
Because I still remember there was one time last year where I think I insulted him because I had negative words about gelato one time. I remember he didn't like it.
I still don't think, I don't know, but I don't think I've ever had gelato. I think I would know if I had. I think. It's a whole lot of think. Beav, I've noticed about myself here recently, there's not very many absolutes that I'm hanging on to. I do a lot of, well, I think this and, maybe that. A lot of maybes. There's a lot of nuance out there that I'm willing to let be. And in terms of real solid absolutes, there's less time. See, I can't, this is a real trivial thing. I can't look at you and say, I've never had gelato. I'm not really sure. I think I would know if I had. I don't think I've had any. Not real sure. I don't know. What is that? I kind of feel pressured in my line of work to have real strong, definitive, draw a hard line statements bordering on hot takes in everything. That's what sells. I should record those hot takes with my cell phone and post it on, I don't know, like TikTok every day, every single day. That's how you become a millionaire nowadays, Beef. But that's not real. I don't know. So, truth is, I just don't know. I feel like in reality, Beaver, sometimes the smartest thing I can say are these words right here. 3 words. I don't know. Sometimes it's the smartest thing I can say.
A lot of people can't bring themselves to say those words.
Beav, it doesn't sell.
Especially in sports talk radio.
Especially in sports talk radio. I just heard a conversation on sports talk radio. Two different people describing a play in the game last night that was like a touchdown run for the Indiana quarterback. Both of which were talking as if they knew what the play was and what it should have done and what the adjustment was. But as it turned out, the more they talked, the more you realize neither knew anything about the play from an X's and O's standpoint. I didn't even see the play. And I could listen to them and tell that they did see it, didn't know. All they had to do is keep talking to prove to me they didn't know. But boy, they sure tell you they knew. They didn't know. What a quandary. What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do about this? Don't look at me like that. Let me say this first. Now that Beaver has made his weekly appearance, I don't want to wear him out like Jake does. Man, it's Jake will wear Beaver out on several fronts. Beav, Jake will wear your vocal cords out, and he'll just wear you out mentally, won't he?
Yeah, especially yesterday. He was out at Ameristar doing the show, and he at one point, and he did it twice within 4 minutes. He looks up at the TV. Jake always trying to be funny, and I've told you he's not the guy that needs to try to be funny. But he looked up at the TV, and I hear him say, "Oh yeah, it looks like Bill Belichick is on the College Game Day set right now. I'm sure that's cultivating TV." Whoops, think you meant captivating.
Yes.
Cultivating.
I love that guy.
So College Game Day was preparing their garden for harvest, basically, is what cultivating is. So that's what kind of TV it was? Okay.
That is so great. I'm just telling you, there is one guy on sports talk radio anywhere in the Southeastern United States that can get away with that kind of thing and it actually be a positive. That's Jake Wimberly. I hope you recorded that.
Everything is always recorded. Wyatt.
Okay, reminder, Matt, everything is always recorded, including this. All right, let me do a couple things here. First up, hey to Sven, I've had your message on the screen. He said, Hail State, everyone. Guess what? Cignetti could not be proved wrong. Great game, and Miami has to wait another 25 years to win something. And then Sven Beaver, he followed up with this. Gelato is original Italian handmade ice cream. For the record. All right. And you can be like Sven and comment on the live stream, on the YouTube live stream or Facebook or X. Just type it in. It pops up on the screen. Now we can all, and then I click it and we can all see it there just like that. You can also text me on the Country Pleasing text line, Country Pleasing Sausage, on grocery store shelves all throughout the Southeast. It's the best, hands down. Not close, in my opinion, but a lot of people agree with that. And yeah, text me. The number to text, 885-3776, 601 number, 885-3776. And if you would be so kind as to give me a call, I'd love to hear your voice on the Junction phone line. Junction delis all across the state of Mississippi. Fueled by Prince Oil Company. Number to call, 897-1059. Got it? Listen up. Like a coach used to tell me, I wish you'd pay attention. 897-1059. State Grad 98 texted the show and said, Beaver is the best part of yours and especially Jake's show. I agree. I'm
okay. I'm State Grad. I'm glad you're here because I need you to tell me. And really, I just need you to say, yes, I should do it. But I need you to be honest with me. I told you, Matt Wyatt, that 49ers belt that I got, I told you it was a gateway belt. And now it's really got me. I'm trying to justify by the time baseball season starts to get that Cubs belt. That Cubs belt is so awesome looking.
Yeah.
And State Grad is a big Cubs guy.
Okay.
So
Is he the one
should
that
I
said,
do it?
Is he the one that said my cubbies?
I think so.
I think so. Beav, you should do it. YOLO.
That's what I like.
You like it when your friends nudge you in the direction you would kind of like to go.
Yeah. I mean, I did get my W-2 today, and I scheduled my appointment for tomorrow. So, you know, the most responsible thing you can do is use your refund on a Cubs championship belt, I think.
Well, I mean, look at the resale value, especially if they win. I mean, Beav, it's not you're not risking, spending that money. It's an investment. It's an investment in the.
I don't buy it for a minute, but I appreciate you trying to nudge me.
I'm trying like crazy. We'll pick it up. Headlines and your text coming up right after this. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. That's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's a whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Ogeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. What we got there? What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea, grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roast it right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried and true.
What you think right now on the Zone 1059 and worldwide at the Zone 1059.com.
Back with you in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Will commented on the country pleasing text line. Beaver, he says, gelato sucks. Solid take, Beav. One of your best.
I didn't say that. I know I had a negative opinion of it a long time ago, but I don't want to insult Sven.
Right.
I haven't had real gelato. Okay. The one time I've had it was from some little place in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
I don't know how authentic that gelato was.
It might have sucked.
But it wasn't, yeah, but that particular kind wasn't very good.
Up next, we win some money somehow. We go to Italy simply to track down some real gelato and form a real true opinion on this subject. J-Rock texted the show and said, more beaver is always a good thing. J-Rock, thank you. Nunya texts the show. Beaver, look at this. Look at this support. Nunya texted the show and said, we tune in. It's true. We tune in for Beav Gold. Solid gold. Beaver Gold. Jason in Flagstaff, Arizona, texts and says, always enjoy hearing Beaver, especially when you or Mr. Jake says something quite a bit less than genius. And he pops up out of the closet like it's a magic show, ready to call you out. Yeah, he does that, Jason. He calls us out when we need it, he doesn't even like intro himself. He doesn't even turn his mic on and go, wait just a minute, or may I interject? Or he just pops right in there and sets us straight. Unnamed texter says, we'll just ask the person in the morning show on this channel. He knows everything. I mean, yeah. He gets it. Johnny Reb texted the show, quote, be rest assured. He's heard that. And quote, places of worships. My man, I'd hug his neck right now for saying that. State Grad 98 says, get the belt. Beav, get the belt. 3 exclamation points or 4. My eyes aren't really working too good right now. And then he said, yeah, he's the one that said, yes, my cubbies. All right, here's what I've got for you real quick. 3 headlines in the sports world brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank. Anything mortgage related, buying, refinancing, anything in between here in the metro, places like Starkville and Oxford and Tupelo and all the way to Memphis. This is where you go. Go to mortgagemanms.com. They bring you your headlines today. First up, from the NFL, the Tennessee Titans are going to hire San Francisco 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. Did I say it right? Saleh? Robert Saleh as their next head coach. Did a good thing in San Fran. We did all we could do. Me, you, and Barry Rice. Wasn't enough. And now Saleh is headed out to Nashville, is going to coach the Titans. He'll build a defense around one of the better defensive tackles in the NFL, who's just been hidden because he's on a bad football team, playing Will Levis at quarterback. And that's Jeffrey Simmons, Knoxville County High School, by way of Mississippi State. Now listen to this story real quick. Reigning NCAA golf champion Michael Lasasso. Don't turn that channel. Just hang on. He's from Ole Miss. Reigning NCAA golf champion Michael Lasasso has joined Live Golf, foregoing his senior season at Ole Miss and forfeiting his chance to play in this year's Masters? Exactly my response, B. What? Live Golf announced today that LaSasso has signed with Phil Mickelson-led High Flyers GC Golf Club, which referred to the former Ole Miss star as one of golf's promising young talents. With the decision to turn pro, LaSasso forfeits his amateur status and his invite to the Masters, which he earned as an exemption as the NCAA individual champion this past year. I want you to understand what we're saying. This kid is a effective athletic junior in eligibility at Ole Miss. Has already punched his ticket to play in this year's Masters and has thrown it away because he signed to play Live Golf on the Phil Mickelson team. Golf, an individual sport. Here's the quote from LaSasso. Live Golf allows me to compete at the highest level on a global stage, and I thrive in a team environment, especially one with the camaraderie and support that defines High Flyers GC. Who wrote that? Beef. Who wrote that? He didn't say that. And finally, your third headline. With a Friday deadline looming, the Big Ten and the SEC remain deadlocked about the future format of the college football playoff. Dum, dum, dum. Following Sunday's annual business meeting of college football playoff leaders. Now, in the story I'm reading, they did not use air quotes around the word leaders. Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti said that said as he exited past more than a dozen reporters waiting outside the meeting room at the Lowe's Hotel in South Beach, quote, still more work to do, end quote. And those are your headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank. Now we head over to the Junction phone line. Junction delis all across the state of Mississippi, fueled by Prince Oil Company. On line one, it's Joey. Hey, Joey, what's up?
Hey, Matt, the interactions between Lynn Cohen and Salah are going to be hilarious going forward. And from a guy who played quarterback at a Division I level, tell me what Carson Beck was seeing on that last play, man.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, he could have eaten a sandwich before he needed to throw the ball.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you, Joey. I have seen one video clip that was a replay of that play. I didn't get to see it last night. I saw one video clip. It was a replay of the play. Your reaction was kind of my reaction because you had over the top defender and then you had the trailer underneath, and there was just no window there, especially on that long of a throw. So it had to be some sort of gross misread for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if he puts the air underneath that football, the receiver could have they would have needed to split a foot long because the receiver could have eaten the other half of the sandwich walking into the end zone. I mean, the coverage by Miami was blown, to say the least. I mean, it's almost like they. They tried to give it away. I don't think they tried to give it away. Mistakes were made, but Carson Beck made the bigger ones. I just thought, I was like, Matt knows what he's looking at there. Obviously, a great deal better than I do.
Well,
but I think even the most casual observer goes, how do you underthrow a ball that bad when it was absolutely, no pressure? Because you can't risk giving up something underneath like that.
All right, I pulled it up. I'm looking at the play right now. Let me just tell you, because this is really my first time to look at it. So if I'm looking at this right, it was with 51 seconds left on 1st and 10, right? Isn't that the play?
Right.
27-21.
So
Yeah, you had a lot
he
to
ended
play.
up wanting to give up something underneath and put them in good field goals.
So it's 3-by-1. Their ball's on the right hash, and he had the trips with the tight end into the short side of the field. So this is a single receiver to the far left side of the field. It is a zone coverage. You can see that on the drop initially, like overall. And that corner out there staying underneath it. What do you have? If you go back and look, you're right. He had the safety coming over from the hash. If he puts air under it, the safety is going to get there and have a chance to break it up. He's trying to drive it in there before the safety gets there, and he just threw it short. If you drive it, he's got to drive it up the field to keep it away from the safety, but he just threw it short underneath, almost as if he didn't see the corner. So there was a safety on top.
The field goal wouldn't have done them any good there.
Well, that's right. But it's 1st and 10.
And added one. But they could have still but they didn't want to give up, short stuff either and let them get in a better position to maybe
Hey, Joey.
run out of there.
Hey, Joey,
score.
I appreciate your phone
thing,
call.
Matt,
The music's going to cut you off right here. Call us back, Joey. Appreciate you. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Deli's, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton. We say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country-pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? You don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You
All right, back with you. I got quite a few comments on the live stream, YouTube and Facebook to get to. We're going to do that coming up. Sven, Steve, Gene, Bulldog, Mississippi, Will. Joey, if you are listening, we just ran out of time on that break right there. And that's why you got cut off. I continued to go back here and watch the play that you're talking about. So the interception at the end. Ball is at the Indiana 41. Miami driving. They need a touchdown to win. They're down 6. It's 1st and 10, snapping it with 51 seconds. So you can go incomplete, but you can even complete it in the middle of the field or underneath. You got plenty of time to get more plays off and down it and all that kind of stuff. They didn't have timeouts. Joey, the more I watch it here, I didn't see what you saw, being that, he threw it underneath, got it intercepted, or underneath the deep ball on the left, got it intercepted. But you said if he'd put air under it, he walks in the end zone. I don't think so. That safety is coming off the hash, which is his job. He's the deep safety on that half of the field because they're rotating out of what looks like a cover 3, intentionally rotating it into a real sort of basic soft cover 2. And so what Beck is trying to throw there is what we used to call what everybody calls a hole shot, which is it's a single receiver, far left side of the field. He's running a vertical route straight up the field. And you're expecting that cornerback over there to kind of stay in that underneath coverage because that's his responsibility. And then the receiver goes behind that underneath corner. And then there's a hole back there before the safety can get over. And he's trying to throw it in that hole, the hole shot. He thinks he's throwing a hole shot. The problem is that's a single receiver over there to the left by himself. There are no other receivers, not a back out of the backfield, nothing that is threatening that corner over there in that zone coverage. Therefore, the corner doesn't have to stay. He can turn and run underneath the deep route, which he did. The safety coming over, if you'd put air under it like a go ball, the safety is going to run him down and run with him, and it's just going to be a 50-50 jump ball. He wouldn't have run past him wide open, I don't think. And so really the whole shot's just not there. That's why I said I watched one clip of it, and my reaction was there was no window there to throw it into because nobody threatened their corner. The Indiana corner was really doing what he was supposed to in that he didn't get threatened in his zone cover, so he turned and ran underneath. And the most egregious thing is throwing the whole shot underneath and inside, like underthrowing it inside. And that's why he threw it right to that corner. I think he expected him maybe to be out there, but you just couldn't see him, just threw it right to him. But that's what he thinks. If you go back and look at that, he thinks he's throwing a whole shot, quote unquote, versus a cover 2 look. And it really was covered and not there. But even if you do throw it, you got to put it up and out where only one guy has a chance at it. And it's easy to say when time's ticking away right there. Okay. We got a sound clip here for you. This is my takeaway from all of this. And I'm not going to go into the whole personal side of stuff. But this is kind of my takeaway from all of this. Everybody's like, well, Indiana wins and the coach said it's a paradigm shift. Okay, whatever. All right, man. Okay, fine. The Indiana coach says, quote unquote, here we go, quote, our NIL isn't what people think it is. Okay, well, first of all, that's a lie. Because Mark Cuban's already come out and said, hey, I'm giving them more next year, and I gave them this year. They're really happy about it. Okay, so one of y'all is a liar. Is it you or Mark Cuban? Number two, Beaver, the term from a coach and school standpoint, the term our NIL, OUR, NIL, our NIL. That's an oxymoron. Think about it. Our NIL. Hey, coach, in Indiana, if it's yours, it is an NIL. If it is a kid's name, image, and likeness, then it ain't yours.
Yes. What is yours? Let's refer to it. Let's use instead of our NIL, our PFP vault.
Yeah,
our play for play vault.
Yeah, our budget, right? Our player salaries. But our NIL. Okay. Anyway, aside the point. So that's why I don't care about any of the rest of it. This is what stands out to me about the whole thing right here. This comment from the Indiana quarterback after last night's game talking to Holly Rowe.
Shout out to Miami defense. You can see why their two edges are first-round picks. I mean, it was going to be a physical game. And, we had to play physical, and we did play physical. We elevated it. And it's victory so sweet for everybody, for the entire Hoosier Nation. But also, it's super sweet to myself. I was a two-star recruit coming out of high school. I got declined to walk on offer to the University of Miami. Full circle moment here, playing in Miami for all the friends and family. I can't thank Coach Nettie enough and Coach Whitmer and Coach Anna for taking a chance on me and just give all the glory to God.
And I appreciate, as someone who is a professing Christian and believer in Jesus and in God, I do personally appreciate when people stand up and say it out loud. Nobody's judging how somebody lives, but say it out loud. You give the glory to God. But here's the takeaway from that comment and what I'm going to talk about here. Quote, I was a two-star recruit coming out of high school. I got declined to walk on at the University of Miami. Full circle moment here playing in Miami. End quote from Fernando Mendoza. National champion quarterback. Heisman winner. You remember Baker Mayfield was a walk-on, like initially? As I understand it, Mendoza is from Miami. That's the thing about this. Hometown school, hometown. Like that's his home area. His dad played there, I believe. Either there or played somewhere with Miami's coach, Cristobal. But I think it was the previous coaching staff that I read who wouldn't even allow him to walk on. Yeah, hometown. The 6'5" quarterback played at Christopher Columbus High School in Miami, where his dad played with Miami coach Mario Cristobal, and lives right near the Hurricanes campus in Coral Gables. Way back when, there were things that said the Hurricanes were hesitant to even offer Mendoza a walk-on position on their roster. He confirmed that he was declined a walk-on spot at Miami, the same university that his mom, Elsa, once played on the Hurricanes women's tennis team. So, in this case, it's Miami. It's happening at schools all over the country. They have portal-itis. They are portal-holics at all these schools, Beaver. That's what they are. And to our Ole Miss friends, and I know you had a good year this year, but you have it. To my state brethren, and I'll be honest with you, I'm a state guy from head to toe and through, and I always will be. And I've almost kind of settled into, I think my 2026 philosophy, Beaver, is it's going to be, I'm all in on anything state, and I'm all out on the rest of it. If state's playing, I'm in, I'm watching. I'm not watching anybody else. I think my philosophy in 26 is going to be, if it ain't state, it ain't on my plate. I think that's going to be my philosophy in 26. But here's the thing about it. State's got it too. They're portalholics, portalitis. And the best thing about all of this postseason is this Mendoza kid, who he is and what he is. And it's clear what he is. And it is, you know, you can talk about age and all this, but he's clearly the best college quarterback, period. He's clearly the best one. There's nothing about him that would even lead you to believe otherwise this year or whatever. But portalitis at Miami, I know they're in the title game. You know, good on them. But the kid who they wouldn't allow to even walk on, whose mom went to school there, wasn't good enough for them. Just waxed their fannies last night on national television. What I'm saying is, to any coach in any program, whatever you've got going on that will allow you to look at a legacy player like that and not even allow them in the building, you're in the wrong. Back after this.
This is Jake Mang, former Mississippi State Bulldog. On the field, I've got to be ready for anything. And off the field, I've still got to be ready for anything. That's why I'm excited about Farm Bureau's new auto and life insurance discount. Two things I needed a great price for.
These messages, we'll be right back. Yeah. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because you know, we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, Email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com. And let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to,
Back with you, I'm Matt in the Bureau, Farm Bureau Insurance Studio, Farm Bureau Go, the home team. They are your home team. What I think I'm saying is, okay, there's plenty out there about the negative in, the environment, the lack of structure, the wide open transfer portal, whether it's a team that did well or did bad, it's still a negative for for a lot of the fans, all that kind of stuff. So if you're a program, you're a school, okay, and you have that here on one side of the scale where you're always dealing with that weighing you down over here on this one side of the scale, having to deal with that. Okay. If that school or that program could look in the mirror, do a self-evaluation and realize all cases are different and you can't walk around with portalitis and be a portalholic as a program 24/7, 365, and that you can balance some of that out with, on the other side of the scale, go, in-state players are good. Local players are a good thing when that fits. Players and people involved with the program whose family have been involved with this school for generations. I'm not sitting here saying that state or any other program ought to solely do that and solely go, well, we're just going to throw our hands up and only have, we're going to take pride in only recruiting locally. Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is balance that scale out a little bit. Okay. And if you're someone who looks at me and goes, well, Matt, you're taking this one single solitary example, and it happens to be a really convenient example. I'm totally doing the devil's advocate thing with myself here. You're taking one example. It's a really convenient example because Indiana, due to a lot of other reasons other than just this one quarterback, just won the national championship. Okay. He just won the Heisman. Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying is, what would be wrong with any program right now going, hey, let's make sure we're not the next Miami. Look, I know Miami was in the national title game. Congrats. Congrats on getting there. Who just whipped your fanny? A kid who you wouldn't even let him walk on, who lived in your town. He could hit his driver to your training facility, and his mom went to school there. His dad played in high school with the head coach. Now, of course, he wasn't there. What I'm saying is he couldn't walk on. To me, I can't really praise him enough for not letting something like that totally bottom him out. And he just kept going, and look what he's made himself into. I mean, it's a great story. On the other hand, is Miami having to sit there losing to him with the story out there that your previous coaching staff did not want him in their building. You know why? Oh, because we got a multimillionaire, billionaire donor here at Miami who's given us all kinds of money too. So we're going to go portal everybody. All I'm saying is, I think if you're responsible, State is my school. I would only talk to State. I'm not talking to somebody else's school. You talk to your school. I think it would be responsible to go, okay, we live in an environment where over here we are constantly weighing and weighed down, frankly, by the necessity in today's game of having to buy players year after year. We are paying them to come play football for us. To heck with if they're going to class or not. We're buying all the players we can buy and afford because and the portal is negative and it gets negative coverage. You know, we don't know about chemistry. We don't know who's going to be here the next year and all this kind of stuff. And we're constantly pulled down and weighed down on this side of the scale by having to deal with all that. Let's also put some thought into, I don't know, hire some staff and look at, you can start to at least work to balance some of that out by going, we will commit to finding players who can play for us and help us win, even in this environment, from this state. We will commit to giving an opportunity to kids who've grown up, you know, close to here or fans of here who want to be here. You want to walk on and be on, we'll find some way to get you in here. I know you call it a legacy. We're not saying give them anything, but give them a look. And I'm afraid that this thing with Miami, that's an example. That's what that is. It's an example of like a program who went to heck with a high school kid. We got so many roster spots. We're just spending our money. We're portal holics. I just think that's what it is. All right, over to the phone. The Junction phone line, DJ on line 1. Thanks for calling, DJ. What's up?
Hey, Matt. It's always great talking to you. You know, I'm a big Ohio State fan, but let me tell you this. I got to give Indiana credit. Do you know how many 4- and 5-star players they had on that roster?
I don't.
8. And to put that in comparison, Oregon had 55, and Ohio State had more than that. And and the other thing, are you familiar with Cignetti as a coach?
Well, just what little bit I've read.
Well, he's that guy that was never given a chance. You know, he's 64 years old. I don't know if you knew he was that old, but he was never given a chance. And IU was the only one to give him a chance at a big school. And most of his friends said, you don't want to go there. But now back to the Mark Cuban comment and what Mark Cuban said. Mark Cuban hadn't been on board. Okay. Mark Cuban said after what he's seen this year, he will make sure Indiana never gets overspent. Nobody ever outspends Indiana again. So what you're going to see now is Indiana start doing what Ohio State, Texas, and Southern Cal, Notre Dame's doing. So, and I'm going to agree with you, Matt. Indiana, first of all, you know, you played at a higher level than I did, but Indiana's one of the best coach teams I've ever seen. Would you agree with that?
They sure look like it, yeah.
Their O-line, their foot placement, their hand placement. You know, as somebody, I'll watch more than the ball. I realize a lot of fans just watch the ball. You know, the way they leverage the ball on defense, the way they, you know, they play a lot of zone because they don't have the NFL, quote, guys in the secondary. But they do it very well, and it's just like you described that play. And I could understand some people that's never studied the game how that looked like it was a terrible throw. But you described it just right. Either it was a cover 2 where he didn't have a threat and he ran back, or it was a cover 2 look that turned cover 3 look that turned into a cover 4. I really couldn't tell. I think you're correct. I think it was a cover 2 where he didn't have a threat. And but there again, now that Indiana wants to become the big spender, I'm with you. I could see how that could mess it up for Cignetti, because Cignetti took a bunch of outcast people and the other thing that Cignetti did, you know, Cignetti's got a lot of players that are older than 23. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'd read something about that also.
And that's how a lot of basketball teams started making runs at the Final 16 or Sweet 8 or whatever they call everything. They started using older players. So, it's just crazy right now. And the thing is, as an Ohio State fan, somebody asked me, aren't you terribly disappointed the way your team did this year? Well, Matt, I enjoy football, and I'm never going to be disappointed at a team that goes 12-0 and they get beat in the Big Ten. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just like also Mississippi State a lot. I think Mississippi State moved forward this year, and like I said, there was a couple of games I thought State should have won. Another couple they could have won, which was a lot better than last year. But college football is the wild, wild west. There's no rhyme or reason to what's going to work. And I agree with you about Miami. I mean, like I said, Miami, first of all.
Hey, DJ, I'm sorry to do this.
Yes, sir.
Music is going to cut you off here. It's good to hear from you.
All right, good talk. Thank you, Matt.
See you. Y'all stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, Matt Wyatt here. Each week on the Mississippi Outdoors Podcast, we talk with the people who live it. Hunters, biologists, game wardens, local celebrities, and storytellers that know Mississippi better than anyone.
Those bass come up there and attack them. You know how mean bass can be there.
You're never going to believe this. Matt Wyatt just talked about your deer on the radio. I said, what did he say? He said, it was Photoshopped. And I said, what?
They don't know anything about hunting. They just have never had that right, that freedom.
Dude, that's us, man. That's what we do. So tune in, be inspired, and we'll see you outdoors.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple, bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. The Junction Deli's, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way,
Good stuff you need to know right here on the Zone 1059 at worldwide at the Zone 1059.com.
All right, here we go. Hour number 2 of the show underway. Staying connected to you because of C Spire, number one network in Mississippi. C Spire, customer inspired. Check them out at cspire.com. Gene comments on Facebook and says 24 days till the start of baseball season. Yeah, I'm looking forward to baseball season. I just love baseball. Love the sport. I had as much fun, Beaver. You might want to be sitting down for this. I had as much fun watching pro baseball last year as I have in many years. Maybe since several years ago, just watching the postseason when the Braves won the World Series. Where this, free agent comes in, hits you a home run in game 6 or whatever it was, wins it, and then he's gone the next year. But last year, I just had a ball because they called Jake up to the majors. I started watching the Rays. And I really enjoyed it, following it. I had as much fun following pro baseball last year as I have in a long time.
Except for watching the Dodgers.
Hate the Dodgers. Always have. I've hated them. I want to be clear, Beav. I'm in the group of people who've hated the Dodgers long before they became, who could we compare them to?
The late 90s Yankees.
Yeah.
Well, and the early 2000 Yankees.
Them too.
$1,006,074
right
on your payroll.
Okay.
And added another piece yesterday. Kyle Tucker now.
Saw
the
that.
Dodgers. Let's just go get yet another big.
And it depressed me a little bit, Beaver. It depressed me that then everybody goes, oh, well, that means for sure this is the final nail in the coffin. That's the final straw. They're definitely going to have a work stoppage for 2027 and a holdout and all that kind of stuff, which I don't want to see. So I'm really, really going to consume a lot of pro baseball this year and watch the Pirates because Jake's on their club now. And I am. Like I said earlier, if it ain't state, it ain't on the plate. So I'm in on state baseball. I'm going to watch it. Sure, they're full of free agents. Stole a bunch of Virginia players. It happened. I'm not even sure I like that. I'm my school, my team. I'm going to watch them play. "24 days until baseball. I'm ready for it. I just like baseball. Like warm weather. Like the idea that warm weather and sunshine's on the way. So yeah, I'm in on that. Bulldog Mississippi commented on YouTube and said, it doesn't matter if Levy doesn't win 4 of the first 5 games. He's probably gone anyway. So here we go. Here we go. Fire them. Fire all y'all. Sven has a message for you, Beav. It is on YouTube here. And he said, tell Beaver this. Dolce Gelato Treats, 101 West Main Street, Starkville, Mississippi. Said, try the Simply Strawberry and tell me when you get there, tell him he wants to know what you think about it. So he has some that's recommended in Starkville. Yeah, this is going to be neat. Emmanuel Forbes and Charles Cross facing off in the conference championship. He said he's got Cross and the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl. They certainly look good, don't they? Who are we going to have? Seahawks and Patriots, you think? Man, have you ever seen a greater misfortune kind of situation for an NFL quarterback than what happened to Bo Nix? You're taking a knee to center the football and break your ankle. Well, I guess they said it happened a few plays earlier, didn't they? Look, man, Beaver, Bo Nix had that sort of, I don't know if it's the same ankle, but he had that sort of injury in that massive comeback game when State was at Auburn in 21, I think. Mike Leach, Will Rogers at Auburn, down 28-3, I think, at one point in that game in the first half, and came back and scored like 40-something unanswered points and beat Auburn over there. It's the most unbelievable turnaround in the game I've ever seen. In that game, at the end of it, Bo Nix had that kind of injury, broke his ankle, and played with it, and I could tell he was hurt, played through it. I think led them on a touchdown drive in which he threw a touchdown pass on a broken ankle. And I remembered coming out of that game when you realized afterwards what happened. They reported it was broken, because I was commenting on the broadcast going, you can tell something's not right with him. He cannot push off that leg. Well, and I afterwards going, dude, you talk about toughness. I don't care who you are. I never had a broken ankle on your drive leg, which if you're a right-handed thrower, that's your right leg. That's what you're driving off of. I never had a broken ankle, but I sprained it one time in a game in Germany, like a sure enough sprained ankle where you have to go and it's all loose and starting to swell and you have to tape it up to get you back out there, and it's just sprained, and I couldn't drive off of it. And I experienced what that was like. This guy kept playing on a broken one, took him down the field, and never flopped on the ground and never called the trainers out there and kept walking around. And I mean, that day, he, from a toughness standpoint, earned all of my respect. That's a tough hombre. And then he goes to the NFL. He's doing what he's doing. With the backdrop being that when he was young at Auburn fans were convinced he was the problem. He was the problem at Auburn. And he never was. But then he goes out there in this NFL game. He's still upright, walking around, never sat down, never called the trainers out there. He's not rolling around on the ground as if he had been shot. Not once. Like a lot of guys do when they aren't hurt. Matt Corral. This dude broke it up, walking around, trying to play. He's a tough dude now. He's as tough as they come. I feel bad for him. Hey, Will on YouTube said, happy Tuesday. Back at you, Will. Good to hear from you. And he said, can we get Cignetti to teach us how to evaluate and develop offensive linemen? They struggled a little last night, but the Indiana offensive line was their saving grace all season. Winning teams built from the inside out, Will. It will always be true in football at every level. There's never an exception. You cannot find an exception. Winning teams are built from the line of scrimmage out. You can't find an exception. And, the only one that might even get occasionally brought up would be 2010 Auburn. They were actually really good on the line of scrimmage. And then you throw Cam in the mix. He was Superman that year. Bulldog, Mississippi said the Bills look foolish for firing Sean McDermott. Old Tackle reiterating what I said. And he said Miami and Indiana are both built around their lines. Maybe some coaches need to take note. Look what Will said regarding the Mendoza, and they wouldn't even let him walk on at Miami. So stupid. He says, I just think that player development isn't emphasized enough. There are a lot of coaches that can recruit, but I never see their players develop. Case in point, Dabo, his quarterbacks never seem to develop. Too many teams go out there and chase stars, but they fail to develop these guys who get outworked by the Josh Allens, Dak Prescotts, and Fernando Mendozas of the sport. And he said Cam Ward is another one. I think there's some truth to that. There absolutely is some truth to the idea of out working people. That's absolutely true. And some kids coming out of high school are not grown up and developed. And then 2-3 years later, you look at them and go, oh my goodness, what diet has he been on? That generally happens at that age for some. But I mean, what are we even doing? What are we even doing? If we've got a scenario where a kid who lives by the facility and is pretty good, as it turns out. And even, they've got allegiance to the school. His mom went to school there. I know they have massive alumni. You can't give everybody's kid a scholarship, but you can't even, the kid can't even walk on. What are we even doing? How do you even claim to be evaluating players? Really? I'm just saying the message, I don't really care about what Miami does. I don't care one way or the other. Just to my school, don't be Miami. Don't turn away the next Fernando Mendoza who wants to walk on. Evaluate the kids. Even if they are local. Stick around.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple, bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's a whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Orgeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. What we got there? What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roasted right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried and true. Magnolia Blend. High Point Roasters coffee, New Albany, Mississippi. It is the best. Single origin from all over the world. Blends that they have come up with over the years are the oldest coffee roasters in Mississippi. Get you some big 1 pound bags. You're not going to run out anytime soon. Go to highpointroasters.com and stay caffeinated.
All 4 teams left are usually, the only one that's not in the group is the Dolphins, but the Dolphins would be in the group. But the other 4 with the Dolphins in the conversation of teams whose old uniforms were 1,000,000 times better than the current crap they wear every week. Here they are. Seahawks, the Steve Largents will never be topped. And what they wear now is garbage. 2, the Rams. Need I say more? What are they? What is this crap the Rams wear now? These new uniforms they wear? What is that? It looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Tron. If there was a football team in Tron, that's how stupid that crap is. Go back, at the very least, go back to the Kurt Warner basketball on grass days in St. Louis uniforms at the very least, but don't even stop there. Please, for the love of Pete, go back to the Eric Dickersons. Everybody likes them better. Everybody does. It's unanimous every time you wear them. That's the first 2. Now let's go over to the AFC, shall we? The Denver Broncos. The very idea that a group of people, marketing or otherwise, ownership or otherwise, would get in a room, look at their old John Elways, and look at their new Peyton Mannings, and say to themselves, that's a good idea. These new ones are better. The very idea that grown-ups, not drunk, not smoking dope at the time that they did it, totally sober, came up with that. It's an indictment on us. All of us. And finally, the Patriots. Now, they may have the only excuse, okay, because once they changed, they started winning. These are the Tom Brady's. Okay, if you're telling me there's superstition, okay, whatever, fine. But still, nobody debates it. Every time they break out the Steve Grogans, there we go, that they wore in 85. I know the Bears beat them, and the Bears would have beaten anybody in 85. What they wore in the 85 Super Bowl. Every time they break them out, the John Hannas, look him up. It's unanimous. Everybody loves them. Players, coaches, fans, everybody. Now, the only one that's not in that group that we can't mention because their team is just like their current uniforms are, and that's the Miami Dolphins. What are they doing? What are they doing? Every single time they put on the Dan Marinos, everybody raves over them. They get 1 million pieces of feedback on social media. Please just keep wearing these. Please, please, please wear these. They're so much better. Nope. No, we can't do that. We've got these new ones that nobody likes. We must wear those. Dumb. So that's what we've got in our NFL playoffs. That's what's left, Beef.
You know, Matt Wyatt, I 100% could not be in more lockstep with you about the Seahawks jerseys or uniforms and the Broncos. Both of those. Classic.
Yeah.
I always loved them both. Patriots, yes, I prefer that helmet with the Patriots snapping the ball, that white helmet. Excellent.
Yeah.
But
I'm
I
off
might
of the Rams.
disappoint you here. I kind of like the Rams uniforms.
Okay. Better than the Eric Dickerson's?
I wouldn't say better. I
See,
think
there's where
I'm
we are.
kind of indifferent
Okay.
when comparing the two.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's Seahawks and Broncos, some of my favorites ever.
Yeah. Do you realize how close we were to some of the things we were almost about to get from a look standpoint, classic look standpoint? V? The Bears, the 49ers, the number one uniform in all of professional sports, your San Francisco 49ers. Listen, even when the Steve Youngs had the little shadow numbers, remember that, where the numbers had the drop shadow?
Yeah.
Even then, they were the number one uniform in all of pro sports. We almost had the Bears, the 49ers. Okay, had the Bills. And then who was the other one that got beat in AFC? Oh, the Texans. They don't count. We're pretty close to something. One step further, we had the Steelers in the mix. Man, Beef, did you watch the Steelers, the last game for the Steelers? What happened to the way that Aaron Rodgers looks in a uniform? Listen, when he was the man winning a Super Bowl for the Packers, looked like an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Big, strong, like tree trunk thighs, big, strong rascal, muscles, helmet fit right. He showed him the other day. And, you watch him play and like flick of the wrist, throwing those extended handoff short throws. He's so accurate. It'll make you sick. Throwing darts. But then they show him on camera and it's like, whoa! It's like somebody's weird, late 50s mechanic. The guy who reads your meter wearing a football uniform like for a party or something. Helmet's all lopsided and not fitting right. Got double chins in there coming out from under his chin strap. It was like me in a football uniform. Oh, this is a shot right here to the old ego. Because he's still an athlete compared to the rest of us. Boy, he sure don't look like it anymore. Bless his heart. Maybe it's time for him to go into politics. That's what they do, right?
Now, let's go back to the old school uniforms. Also, Matt Wyatt, do you think if we were to see a Broncos Seahawks Super Bowl,
could we?
You know what? I
let the fans vote.
I don't think that they will even consider wearing those classic uniforms because the NFL wants you to see the current product, so you'll buy those current jerseys.
Yeah. It would be so cool, though, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. It's what they should do, but I don't think they will.
Just imagine, Beaver. Classic uniforms, the Steve Largents on one side, the old school Elways on the other, and a quarterback matchup of Sam Darnold versus Jarrett Stidham in the Super Bowl, buddy. Bring that on.
Don't make any sense.
Yeah. So from that standpoint, who is the NFL actually deep down behind closed doors rooting for?
Okay, let's see. You want your stars. They want the Rams. They want the Los Angeles market. It's all about the market.
They definitely want the Rams in.
And Patriots. They want the Patriots because they want to be able to say the Patriots are back.
They're back.
They want to remind us about Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They want Tom Brady mentions. They want Tom Brady on camera.
Yeah.
They want everything related to Tom Brady Patriots times.
Yeah. That's right. That's what they want. Drake May is actually pretty good, but it's not like the Seahawks have played. I'm sorry, the Patriots. It's not like the Patriots have played a tough schedule throughout the year. They really haven't, or in the playoffs for that matter. Now they get to play the backup in Denver. We shall see. Jason in Flagstaff texted me on the Country Pleasing text line, and he said, I usually agree with you about new uniforms, but the Seahawks home uniforms, dark blue, one with gray stripes, numbers, and neon green outline are good. Then he says the other ones suck. Gino texted and said, I like the Boston Patriot uniforms. Tony texts and says, our black uniforms are crap. You talking about State? I kind of like the black ones. Andre from Jackson texted in and said, Matt, tell Beaver the 49ers won the coin toss. I guess that's the only thing they won. Well, enough of that. Looking forward to it. NFL superior by any standard out there. Headlines coming up. That'll be brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank. Plus more of your texts, your phone calls, your comments. A little later, I'm going to ask you this question, and I'll tell you why I'm going to ask you. What color vehicle do you drive? I'll tell you why I'm asking that. In a bit, you got to stick around. I'm Matt in the Bureau. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Delis, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton. We say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash, and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedule's fit, and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together.
All right, back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team. Headlines in hour 2 here, brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group. The Mortgage Man Group. Go to mortgagemanms.com, mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, that's where you want to go. Holler at Went. Went! Literally and figuratively, holler at Went. My man, Went McGee. And the folks at the Mortgage Man Group. Powered by Illuminate Bank here in Mississippi. Headline number 1. Last night after the win, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza told reporter Holly Rowe that the victory is sweet. He said, "It's also super sweet for myself." Quote, "I was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school. I got declined to walk on at the University of Miami. Full circle moment here playing in Miami." He is from Miami, went to high school not far from Miami Hurricanes facility, and in his hometown wins a national championship against a team who said he was not even good enough to walk on. Headline number 2, the Tennessee Titans are taking a bite out of the 49ers coaching staff. The Titans are hiring 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh as their next head coach, giving him a 5-year contract. He's a former New York Jets coach as well. He's your new Titans coach. He'll build his defense there around Jeffrey Simmons, one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL, kind of hidden because he's on a bad team. Now, this one threw me for a loop. I just don't quite understand it. I really don't understand this. If y'all are golfers, then, maybe you can talk some sense into me. I used to play a lot of golf. I don't mean I'm a golfer. Reigning NCAA champion golfer Michael Lasasso has joined Live Golf, LIV, Roman numerals, Live Golf, foregoing his senior season at Ole Miss and forfeiting his chance to play in this year's Masters. I said forfeiting his chance to play in this year's Masters. He announced today that he's signed with Phil Mickelson's High Flyers GC. I mean, it's like something out of American Gladiators on Saturday, Beef, which, by the way, for the record, side note, here's an ADHD moment for you. I could have dominated that tennis ball cannon game. Either one, shooting it or avoiding it. But I digress. Phil Mickelson's High Flyers GC in Live Golf team. He referred to the former Ole Miss star as one of golf's promising young talents. Here's the quote from Lasasso, the junior at Ole Miss. "It's a rare opportunity to learn from one of the greatest players in the history of the game, and I don't take that lightly. Live Golf allows me to compete at the highest level on a global stage, and I thrive in a team environment." Wait a minute, time out. You are a golfer. You play golf. He says, "I thrive in a team environment, especially one with the camaraderie and support that defines High Flyers GC." Who wrote that? But here it is. With the decision to turn pro, Lasasso forfeited his amateur status and his invite to the Masters, which he earned as an exemption as the NCAA individual champion this past year. To me, how could there be a higher calling in all of golf than to play the Masters, whether it be one time or 100 times, to compete in it, whether it be as an amateur or as a pro, to compete in the Masters? How can anybody in the sport of golf forfeit that? What? Do you need the money? Talk to some people. They'll help you out. Man, here, we will write you a check. Play in the Masters. But I'm not a golfer. I don't know. And it ain't my decision. So we move on finally to this last headline. With a Friday deadline looming, the Big Ten and SEC remain deadlocked about the future format of the college football playoff after they had meetings yesterday in South Beach. Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti said still more work to do. Big Ten and the SEC have the bulk of control over the format in 2026 and beyond because of a memorandum of understanding that they signed with 10 FBS commissioners. And I don't have the stomach to read any more of it. And those are your headlines brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Luminate Bank. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. mortgagemanms.com. Grumpy texted and said, Matt, it's very difficult for Lasasso. Grumpy, it would be hard for him to turn down the millions of Saudi oil dollars signed Hail State. Yeah, but you're a rookie. Like, what are they paying you? What if he never makes it to the Masters? No, I mean, is it wrong of me, Beaver, to believe that everyone should, not for my own good, for their own good? Is it wrong for me to believe that everyone, for their own good, should value experiences in life over money in life? Or would somebody then counter and go, yeah, well, more money can get you more experiences. Yeah, but you can't you can't pay an entry fee to the Masters. I mean, dude, you got your whole life to make some money. Play in the Masters. J-Rock texted the show and said, the only thing to understand about the golf from Ole Miss is money, 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 money. They get paid if they win or lose. I got you. Well, money, to each their own. Who knows what you would do unless you're in that situation. With the brevity of life, knowing there is a finite end for all of us. There is a moment coming. We're going to take our last breath. Me, you, and everybody else. That's not a depressing thing. Play in the Masters. Value experiences over money. Really? Anyhow, moving on. Robbie said, that's the world we live in. I want it now. Veruca, don't care how. I want it now. Joey texted in and says, Matt, that was an amazing explanation, and I appreciate the expertise. Joey, and thanks for the text, and I appreciate your phone call earlier, and sorry that we got cut off. Just so y'all know, for those who call the show, for 2026 going forward, we have a different clock structure for the show, and the segments are all the same length. They're about 11 minutes apiece. And we used to, at the top of the hour, have a really long segment that went on and on and on. Just know that it's a different clock now. So that may be the reason that a little more often the music pops in there and cuts. So when we go hard breaks, they don't float around. So once that music starts, we go into a break whether we stop talking or not. So that's kind of how that works. I will reiterate to you, to me, You know, I don't know how you feel about it. To me, okay, my takeaway, I guess I would make it personal. I didn't watch the game. Okay. But my takeaway, my personal takeaway from all of this postseason is this story about this quarterback from Indiana who is from Miami. His mom went to school there. They live close to the facility, and they won't even let him walk on the football team. They wouldn't even let him walk on. We don't want you here at all. That's a takeaway. I just can't. I mean, how does it happen? What are we doing? What's everybody doing, B? I can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. It'd be like, I mean, it would, I don't care what the scenario or what, if it's a playoff game or not. It'd be like a State or an Ole Miss, some kid from town, parents went to school there, who's pretty good, saying, I'll pay my own way. You don't have to pay me a dime. I just want to walk on. And Ole Miss or State going, no, I don't want you in here. I mean, man, what are we doing? Stick around.
Designed to be the most powerful iPhone ever, there's more to the all-new iPhone 17 Pro. More than dual capture video, which lets you record yourself and the world around you.
Oh, look, it's our first step.
And more than the center stage front camera for smarter group selfies.
Smile, everybody.
Plus, with C Spire's network for connected living, well, there's more to see. And right now, new and current customers can get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with trade-in. C Spire, customer inspired. 5G not available in all areas. See cspire.com for details.
At Clinton Body Shop, their primary focus is to simply do everything possible to return the vehicles they repair back to their original condition. You can't do this with aftermarket parts that aren't up to standards.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple, bun size, 3 links, bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwhyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwhyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
That probably, or most people know about, the caps that they gave them that just said Mississippi or it didn't say state. And, the media kind of chided Richard over that, and kind of brushed it off. It's like, oh, well, the embroidery clerk made a mistake or whatever. But you know how some perceptions are based in fact and some are not. So I wanted to bring up something that I remember after all these years, because I was recording all that stuff back then, to kind of keep for posterity. And that the week before the Kentucky Regional, ESPN did like a half-hour preview on all the regionals, and Mike Tirico hosted the one on the one at Rupp, and I don't remember the other 2 coaches, but Tom Penders was one of the coaches. They had like a 4-person panel. And during that entire 30 minutes, the only time that Mississippi State was mentioned was to identify it as UConn's Friday night opponent. They never talked a single word about anybody on the team or the coach or anything. It's just that, okay, UConn's going to play Mississippi State on Friday night. So if you look at that, and you think, well, how in the world do you not at least identify the coach? I think you get an idea of where that perception of disrespect was coming from, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, and so what you're pointing at, though, is that kind of thing's been going on for a long time, especially from the big box, from your local big box media company,
Yeah. But anyway, I had wanted to try to get that into you last week, because when I'm listening to that interview, and Richard talked about it, and he may not have ever known about that.
Yeah.
But it was something that, if you were a fan, maybe you noticed. I know Mississippi State fans, if they watched that show, were sitting there thinking, are you not going to say anything about our team?
Right.
I mean, Richard made the point that, he was sitting there in New York with these 3 other coaches, but at least he was still there.
Uh-huh.
And
right.
So, it's just one of those things where, you look back later and you see something and you go, well, did that mean anything or not?
Yeah. Yep. That's a good point.
The other point I had, you've already covered it, the Bo Nix thing. When that happened, I immediately thought about that 28-3 game at Auburn, and wondered, if it was the same injury or not.
Yeah, I think that was his right ankle back then. So I'd be curious to know if this is his right or left now. If it's the same one, I'm not sure. But that's a tough dude now. I'll tell you, it's a tough hombre.
Yeah. Well, are you ready for baseball?
Yeah. What is it? 24 days?
Yes. Yeah. I'm doing my countdown again.
Attaboy.
So, I had to try to make sure all my numbers match and everything before I send that out. But yeah, we're up to the 2002 season. So
good deal.
Today was Pat McMahon's first, not Pat McMahon, Ron Pope's first season back state. So,
Okay. Cool. Back in 02.
All right.
Very cool.
Well,
Thanks,
we'll,
Winslow.
We'll see you. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks. Call me anytime. 24 days till baseball. So here's why I asked y'all that question. The question was, what color vehicle do you drive? Somebody texted me, and I can't see who it is now. It moved. Said he drives a white vehicle, but it's a work vehicle. I was looking at a vehicle colors by year. This is in terms of sales by year. Now, it only went back to 1990. And it only covered the period of time up until 2020. So it's a relatively old, like it's an older chart. So we'd need 6 more years of data. But I found it interesting because the observation is this. Every vehicle out there is either black, white, or gray, or silver, or close to it. Like mine is like a navy. Okay, but it's so navy that 9 times out of 10 you look at it, you think it's black. You know what I mean? And I just get so tired of looking. I spend so much time on the road, Beeb, and everything's monochrome. All right. So the other day I was taking a shortcut and I was riding through Vaden, Mississippi. You know, where Highway 51 comes through there. Of course, Vaden just a few miles over there from the interstate. And in somebody's yard, and I took a picture of it. I put it on Facebook. It's this cool looking old 57 Chevy. And it's got a yellow paint job. Then people started commenting. Now, it's not clean by any means, but you can see it's not totally, mossed over, scummed over, or rusted out. It still looks like a nice 57 Chevy sitting up there. It just needs a good washing. And you can see the yellow paint job. And it's like the pale, pastel-ish type of yellow. Okay, it's not taxi cab yellow. It's good looking. And, from a distance, from the road, I looked at it and I thought, man, it's a neat old looking vehicle. I bet if you wash that thing up and buff it, it would look great. Then a lot of comments on there. Some people that commented on social media and, knew about it and said it's been sitting there for 30 years. And somebody said, yeah, and it's not for sale either, that kind of thing. And I'm not a classic car guy, but as I've gotten older, I'm starting to I see pictures and every now and then I'll see one. I think they're cool. And I also had done some projects recently that required going back and looking at archived photos, like at Archives and History, Department of Archives and History and all this. And you find these old photos from the 50s, 60s, and some 70s. And man, the parking lots and the highways are so colorful back then. All colors of the rainbow on these vehicles. Well, go outside and look now. Look at the highway now. Look at the parking lot now. What do you see? It's all different, varying shades of one color, gray. It's either all the way up to white or all the way down to black, and all points in between, monochrome. It's like looking at a black and white photo. And so this chart showed when all that started happening. And like in that 30-year stretch, is that 30 or is that? Yeah, in that 30-year stretch from 90 to 2020, the red cars that were sold and on the highway, it actually maxed out in 1991. But still, it was a small, deal on the chart compared to, say, black vehicles. But then right at about 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, the multicolor vehicles, red, blue, it started minimizing. They were just going away. And almost the entire chart balloons over a 5 to 10 year period of everything was white or black or gray or silver, like some variation of that. And only in the last few years has it started to come back a little bit. Fewer of the white and silver vehicles, a few more red vehicles, more blue vehicles being sold. And then somebody told me this. Right about that time, Bieber, insurance companies started charging a little more for insuring the red vehicles. You know why? Most of the sports cars where people are driving like a loony were red. You might want a red sports car. People started buying red sports cars, driving crazier, getting more tickets, having more wrecks. I'm going to get that red pickup someday. It's just a matter of time. For Beaver, I'm Matt. All of us here, we'll see you tomorrow in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. See you then. See ya.